Angela Bamford Show.
No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. Oh, that will lead you home. Good. That will lead you home.
Now, here is Angela.
And the pepper bag. And of course, Dede Ayeh. Welcome. On this episode of the show, we discuss women and their rights to sexual agency. We have a very scintillating conversation coming up. Stay with us. Women are often slut-shamed for owning their sexuality in ways that men are allowed to by societal convention. My guests are seated, and they're in the persons of Nana Darkoa Sekyerema. She's an African feminist writer and author of the book The Sex Lives of African Women, and also Dede Ayeh, feminist and event organizer. Welcome, ladies. Women and their rights to sexual agency. Nana, how fundamental is sexuality? Let's start there.
I think sexuality is fundamental.
Yes.
You know, without sexuality, you, I, Dede, we wouldn't be here today. And sexuality is all encompassing. It's about how we feel, how we think, our sexual orientation, pleasure. It really is the complete package. And I think it's essential. Mm-hmm. It's essential to happiness. It's essential to life and just feeling fulfilled in every area of your life.
Dede, what's sexuality for you?
Well, I think it's a part of life, and it's a journey. It's fluid. It's just a journey you just have to go through.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready to go through it.
Okay. I think often people confuse sex with sexuality. Can we demystify the differences? Are there any differences, first of all?
There are differences. So sex is a physical act, right?
Okay.
And I would say sex is part of what makes up sexuality, but it is not the entire package. Whereas I think of sexuality as an entire package. And I liked what Dede said about sexuality also being a journey, because your sexuality can change. How you feel at a particular age can change. How you feel when you go through a different life experience, maybe motherhood, for example, can change your sexuality. And so I just think of sexuality as, if you think of like a box, it's everything that's in the box, right? And it's like incredible. And sex is just like a tiny part of the box.
Of that box.
Yes.
Very well. Now, what are the experiences of women when it comes to asserting their sexual choices or their choices in relation to sexuality or sexual relations? Dede?
Well,
I'll come back to you, Nana. Dede.
Well,
The experiences of women when it comes to asserting their choices.
as women, or me personally as
I mean, let's talk
woman?
about you and then we will talk about women in general.
Well, it's been very hard because we live in a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
So everything is quite harder
For women.
For women. And even though I don't identify as a woman anymore, I identify as non-binary.
Okay.
Growing
What
up,
is that? Please educate us.
Okay, yeah. So identify as non-binary also comes in when I say it's a journey.
Okay.
Sexuality is a journey, because I reached a point in my life where I felt my experiences as what a term a woman, what a term, I didn't align with it, and not because there was any gatekeeping of womanhood, with my friends around me, because when I was on my journey to discovering that I am non-binary, I had my chosen family around me.
Okay.
I was talking to them and everything. And it made me realize that sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm a person. I don't want to be seen as a woman.
You don't
a
identify
man.
as a woman.
Yeah, I'm just a person living in this world. I can be anybody tomorrow.
Okay.
And I was anything I wanted to be 2 days ago.
Okay.
Tomorrow I can wake up and be like, okay, I don't want to be feminine anymore. I want to be mass presenting.
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow next I can wake up and say, I feel like being girly and being a woman today. And
so for you, it's having the option, right?
Yes.
Having
it's
the
not
option
being
to be who you
put
want to
in
be.
a box.
Okay.
And being told that you are supposed to be a certain way. Even though now people are redefining womanhood, I still do not align with it. So I prefer to be non-binary. So I prefer to, my pronouns are they, them.
Okay, they and them, not she, not him, not her.
Yeah.
They.
At the beginning of my journey, I was using she and they.
Okay.
But as time went on, I abandoned the she and now I identify as they, them. So those are my pronouns.
Okay. All right, give it up. I love that we are talking about it, because I think often we, and perhaps I should add myself to this, bracket of people. A lot of people forget that human beings have individual experiences of bigger things, right? So when we say womanhood, what does that mean for Dede? What does that mean for Nana? What does that mean for Angela? And whoever is watching me. So thank you for talking about it, Dede. Nana, how difficult is it for women to assert their sexuality in the society we find ourselves today?
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people watching will agree that it can be extremely difficult for women to assert themselves and to assert their sexuality in Ghanaian society. Our society is, for the most part, conservative. Some people say we're religious. I'd like to rather say I think we're hypocritical.
Okay.
For the most part, and women and girls especially are not brought up with any sense of comprehensive sex education. I mean, we saw the brouhaha recently when the government of Ghana tried to introduce comprehensive sex education into schools. For me, it was ridiculous that we're now in a situation where this has been taken away, because, I mean, sex and sexuality education is fundamental to our lives. We have the right to know about our bodies, to understand our bodies, to understand the whole range of sexuality. It's crazy to me that somehow people think it's wrong to teach children about their bodies and about sex in a country where we constantly read in newspapers about young girls being defiled. We have a problem of sexual abuse in this country. And part of the reason we have this problem is because people are not educated about their bodies and are not educated about sex. So they don't even know that, their body is theirs and people do not have the right to touch them in particular ways. And if we're not being educated about this, how are people going to learn, right? And of course, this will just have like long-term repercussions on women and girls, because you don't grow up then being confident in your body.
Yes.
How then do you become an adult who is able to have pleasurable sex? How then do you become an adult who is confident, who is able to negotiate safe sex? It's a problem.
Yeah, certainly. So how then can we be more encouraging of women and their freedom to be, more sexually assertive, just as men are, Dede?
Well, how I think we can be encouraging is by, first of all, allowing women to be themselves. As I said, it's a journey from the beginning. We need to provide the tools for them to understand what sexuality is about, understand that.
And that's where it starts with education, right?
Yes, it starts with the education. And when they have the tools, now it's up to them to make the decisions they want to make, so that they'll be making informed decisions, not decisions that they feel it's good for others.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people growing up thinking that they need to please a man or they need to please their family. So you hear people saying that, oh, I'm keeping my virginity to marriage. Why are you doing it? No, there's no problem with keeping your virginity.
Yeah.
Like,
it's your choice.
It's your choice. But you ask someone why they do it and they say it's because it will increase my bride price. And you know, things like this are very problematic. I want people to understand that once they have the tools and the education, it's going to be easier for them to make decisions. And if they choose to pursue their sexuality journey, then they are making an informed decision. And if they choose not to, they are also making an informed decision.
So if I hear you, it stems from the gender roles that we've laid out in society, right? A woman is supposed to be like this, a man is supposed to be like this. A man is supposed to be authoritative, brute, perhaps, stoic, assertive. A woman is supposed to be submissive and quiet and calm and regal. So, and we are taught that at a very young age, right, Nana?
Yes.
From a very young age, and that's where the education comes in. But how can men be part of the struggle in creating safe spaces for women to express their sexuality? Nana?
I mean, I think this issue affects men and it affects women, right? I feel like guys also get told lots of really unhealthy messaging about sex, right? You've got to be a stud, you've got to be this. Meanwhile, that may not be who the man is on the inside. Men also have to be able to figure out their own sexuality for themselves. There are also a lot of guys who get sexually abused as children, but they don't think of it as sexual abuse. They feel like
conquest.
Exactly, they think it was a conquest, right?
Yeah.
But if you're under the age of consent and an older person has sex with you, that's not sex. You know, that's sexual abuse and rape and statutory rape. So this is like important for people of all genders, whether they're men, whether they're women, whether they're people who are non-binary.
Speaking of conquest, and I like that you mentioned that, how dangerous is it for praising men for their sexual experiences? You know, because there's this culture of praising men when they have they've conquered someone. Hey, I finished her, you know. How dangerous is that?
Okay, that is hilarious.
It happens, right? You hear that all the time. I finish her.
I mean,
And I think there's also this thing of the man doing the action and the woman receiving the action, right?
Yeah.
And not them, the two of them engaging in an act. Is the man who did it to the woman.
Yeah.
How dangerous is that, Dede?
It's very, very dangerous because it creates room for sexual assault and rape and all these things, because people do not think it's wrong to see a woman just having fun. And even, let's use the simple one, you go to the club or you go to town or you go to a party and you're dancing and a strange man does not even ask you permission. Can I dance with you? So you can tell him no or yes. And he just jumps behind you and is just shaking his waist, and it's just like, why the hell are you behind me shaking your waist when you haven't even asked for my consent? Because of this notion, the consent culture is bad. A lot of people do not even ask for consent. And also people coerce women to, like, for example, the man be like, oh, I have blue balls, and it's just like, I have to do you
just the tip, just the tip.
Exactly. And now there's this guilt. There's this guilt that, okay, let me give in to him because I'm just a woman and I'm just gonna lie there and he'll probably finish off and I'll just get up and go. But some would say that is consent.
If you lied there and after, of course, saying no, but eventually you gave in, then you've given consent.
I like to talk about enthusiastic consent, right? Consent is not lying there. Consent is, I think people should actually ask their partners, shall we go ahead? Are you enjoying this? And consent can be withdrawn at any point in time. So even if I say, yes, I want to have sex with you and we go into the bedroom, halfway through, I may no longer be feeling it.
In this part of the conversation, I know a lot of my viewers, especially the men who have a problem with, because they say from the beginning, everything was fine, you agreed. I'm a woman. If right before the act, I say no, it's no. But some men will say, after everything I've done, all the work I've put in, we are laughing, but it's a serious matter. All the work I've put in, you can't say no at this point.
But it goes both ways. Men, you also have a right to say no. It
Thank
is not
you.
by force. Feel free to change your mind.
Because we have these conversations. I have these conversations with guys, and they say, if let's say 20 minutes we've been, engaging in foreplay, and then just when the final act is supposed to take place, you say no, and I have blue balls, and I bought you drinks and a dinner, no. You know?
I always say if I was going to charge for sex, it would have been much more than the dinner and drinks that you bought me, so please.
Exactly. What a bottle of wine or what?
Exactly.
Please.
Yeah.
And also too, I think because that's why I say it's dangerous, because people view sex as a reward.
Yeah.
It's not a reward.
Yes.
There's a difference between transactional sex work, and two people having consenting sex.
Yeah.
There's a vast difference. That's why sexuality is vast,
Yeah.
because there are different things in there. Sex is not just sex. There are different types of sex, and there are different ways of going about it.
Yeah.
So if it's agreed, even with transactional sex, it has to be agreed upon.
Yeah. There's consent.
Yeah, there's
still that's
consent.
needed.
Yes. So even that, you agree on the transaction.
Yeah.
Even with sex work, you also agree on the transaction that goes into
on.
it. But this one, there was no prior notice of a transaction going on.
Okay.
So there's no way you can say because you paid for dinner and
It wasn't like
drinks.
you said, okay, if you buy me dinner, then we
And
get to have
yeah,
sex.
that's
How about the
not
married
like
men? How about the married men? Marriage as an institution is seen as, okay, the woman's job is to satisfy her husband and vice versa. How about that? If
The fact that you're married to somebody doesn't mean you've bought a permanent right over their body. You know, such a thing as spousal rape does exist for a reason.
Yeah. Let's help the men out a bit. How should men navigate withdrawn consent? Just at the 11th hour, the lady or the woman or person they're engaging in the acts with withdraws consent. How do they
Well, I
navigate
think
that?
if I were a guy, I would really want to make sure that whoever I'm having sex with is really enjoying themselves and having a good time. And if I knew the person wasn't having a good time, why would I want to continue? So I feel like it's in the man's own interest to be checking if his partner's having a good time. You know?
Yeah. Dede, how about you?
Yeah, I also agree with what she said, because imagine you are having sex with someone, the person is not even excited to be having sex with you. It doesn't even sound
good.
it doesn't even sound interesting. And also too, I want men to understand that they do not own any woman's body. You can't own anybody. Even if the person is your spouse, your partner, whatever, or even a sex worker, someone you are having a transactional sex with, any of these things, you do not own anybody's body. Each person owns their own body.
Yeah.
And that is what everybody should keep at the back of their mind when they are going in to have sex with someone. So when you
Whether
have
they're
that
husband or wife or whatever, they own their
so
body.
once you have, I know maybe your ego might be bruised, oh, this person doesn't want me or something, but you should also understand that everybody has ego. If we are all acting on our egos,
Chaos.
there will be so much chaos.
Yeah.
So you should always bear in mind that you don't own anybody. So once the consent is withdrawn, there's nothing you can do. You can't force someone to do something they don't want to do. What did they say? You can take a horse to the water.
Force it to drink.
Yes, yes.
How does the stigma surrounding women who own their sexuality breed sexual exploitation? Nana.
Yeah, I mean, women who are confident about their sexuality, who are sex positive, are often portrayed as sluts, as loose women, as undesirable. And that's definitely part of what I think contributes to a culture of rape and violence, right? Because sometimes people get raped, and the first thing people are asking is, were they a virgin? How many partners have they had before? Really,
What were they wearing?
What were they wearing?
What were they doing there?
Exactly. That all just contributes to a culture of rape and impunity and increases sexual violence in the society.
How can society band together to eliminate the instances of rape?
That's like a very big question, because we live in a conservative country which does not even take into account sexual assaults, because even the people who are termed to be role models are pedophiles and they sexual harassers and everything. But I think we should, that's why I was very upset when the sex education was scrubbed from the system, because it's, if kids grow up knowing that their body is theirs, and if someone touches some parts of my body, it's wrong. And if I do not give consent, because there are people who did not even know that they were sexually assaulted, so they later came across the tools that made them, all they knew is that didn't make them feel good. So they go with a bad perception about sexuality and everything, without even realizing that they had a very traumatizing experience. So because of that, I think that first of all, having children growing up and educating them about their sexual agencies and how nobody can make them do something they don't want to do is very important. Also I also think that support for victims are very low. So because of that, it's very hard for victims to come out and talk about what they've been through. Because it's, imagine going through that trauma and you speak up and nobody even believes you. And everybody takes the side of your abuser instead of
they demonize you.
And I also want people to know that anybody can be a rapist. Anybody, no matter how good they are perceived to be, because you hear stories about how, oh, this man is a good man. You can never do that. But he did it.
Very well. Did it? Nana, do you want to add to that?
I feel like the other thing that will help is definitely agreeing with you about the need for comprehensive sex education. But luckily, I think a lot of feminists have created safe spaces online where people can learn about sex and sexuality. Myself and my best friend, Malika Grant, we created a blog called Adventures from the Bedrooms of African Women in 2009. So it's a space where lots of women share their experiences of sex and sexuality. And there are lots of other spaces. I know, Dede, you have your Instagram lives that you do. So there are lots of feminists who have led initiatives to try and create spaces online where people can learn about sex and sexuality. And I think that all contributes to creating a safer society for women and girls.
We'll talk about criminal justice reform, but before that, let's make our way to Nigeria and take some opinions from you, our viewers.
Yes, I think the society should actually, because I don't know why it's a crime if a guy can be free about his sexual life and then the woman can't. I feel there should be equality in all areas.
Okay, for me, I feel like the female should be more, should be sexually confident about their sexual life. Like there's some parts that guys will always be proud of them having sex with a girl, but when a girl says it, like they judge her or they judge her, which is not supposed to be so.
I think that we shouldn't live too recklessly because it always causes issues at the end of the day. But of course, women should be allowed to make their moves and not be shamed for that. That's what I think.
Women should be free to express their sexuality as much as they want, because men are allowed to express their sexuality as much as they want, and women shouldn't be any different. So even women being free about their sex, since men already sexualize us, it should be it would be better if women were free with their sexuality.
So those were some views from our viewers in Nigeria on the topic of women and their sexual agency. But in the studio, I hear we have questions, right? Okay, let's start with you.
Hi, Nana and Dede. Hello, Angie.
Hi.
My name is Queen Vicky, and I would want to ask, how can one own up and be confident about his or her sexuality without taking or without giving attention to criticism?
Okay.
And if you are criticized, how do you navigate through the criticism and still own up to your sexuality? Thank you.
Good question. Nana, why don't we start with you?
I think that's an excellent question, Queen Vicky. And I mean, the fact that you're even thinking like this makes me feel like hopeful. And I think the first thing is that recognition that you want to own up to your own sexuality.
Yes.
And a lot of the time, it actually means somehow living outside of society's norms and getting to a stage where you don't really give a fuck about other people.
Yes.
But what helps you to do that is to find community, to find like-minded people. You know, I'm a feminist, and so a lot of my friends are feminists. And part of, I think, what the feminist revolution has been really good for is teaching women to own their own bodies, to have confidence within themselves. So because I'm surrounded by people who think the way I think, it makes me feel like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
even when you're discouraged, they can pick you back up, right?
exactly. So I would say find your community, and especially in this day and age, like online, you can find like-minded people. You know, read books that will encourage you and teach you about your own sexuality, and find your people. Is what I would say.
All right, who else? You had a question as well?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Angela.
Hi.
I want to ask Nana this question. And as usual, as you know, my name is Stephen Appiah, known as Romantic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. She made a point on married women not giving sex to their partners for some time. When he needs it, sorry. Yeah, so I wanted to throw more light on that.
On that for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, sex is not a thing, right? It's not a thing that you give or you take. It's an act. It's an act of love. It's an act of care, an act of intimacy between two people. Those people do not have to be married. They do not even need to be two people, right? And the point I was making is, even if you're married to somebody, it doesn't mean they've bought your body. When you marry somebody, you don't buy their body. You don't own them. They still belong to themselves. If you and I got married, you still belong to yourself. I still belong to myself. Hopefully, we have desire towards each other and we want to have sex. And when we do, that's great. But there may be a day where you don't want to have sex with me. I can't force you to have sex with me. That's your right. You understand?
Has your question been answered, or you still want more? Okay. Dede, do you want to add to what Nana has said?
Oftentimes, people think that because someone is married to someone, they lose every sense of self-agency, and that's very wrong. Even you don't own a person, you partner with a person. So once you partner with the person, imagine it's not the same thing, but imagine you have a business partner and you go to your business partner and like, I think we should do this concerning our business.
Yeah.
And your business partner is like, nah, I don't think it's good for the business and everything. Now, both of you, it's just two of you.
Yeah.
Now what do?
You have to
You come
compromise.
to a middle ground. So that is where the partnership comes in, and you have to compromise as well.
Yeah.
So if your partner is like, no, I don't want, there are so many reasons why people may not want to have sex with you. And as she said, sex is a connection. So imagine I'm upset at you and you come and you wanted to have sex. Why would I be having sex with someone I'm upset with?
So if I can just add to that, I think you are thinking of this in, again, gender roles, right? A man is supposed to do this and a woman is supposed to do that. The conversation we're having here today is about not having roles. Let's be persons. Let Angela be Angela. Let Mr. Romantic be Mr. Romantic. Let Nana be Nana. If Nana feels like having sex today with Mr. Romantic or whoever, she's allowed to. If she doesn't feel like it, even if she's married to the person, she's allowed to. Because again, you're a person first before you're a wife, right? She's Nana before she's Mr. Whoever's wife. You understand what I'm saying? Does that help?
People also have kinks.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like kinks as something that we should embrace. We should be able to talk about our kinks with our partners. We should be able to, you know, explain it. Someone likes to be slapped during sex or before sex. Slap me and they're turned on. Or someone likes to be put on a leash or tied up, blindfolded. Or someone wants you to lick their feet or something. Everybody has something.
Yeah, that's it. They enjoy.
As far as you are doing it with someone who is consenting to it, once again, consent. When it comes to this, consent is always important.
Yeah.
Like, all the time. I
Yeah.
just want the audience to understand that anytime sex or
Whatever it
sexuality
is.
comes in your mind, just always no consent.
So, Nana, then at what point do we draw a line between kinks and abuse?
No, I think people who are engaged in, say, the BDSM community, they know. And they are actually explicit about it and they communicate. It's not silent. And the consent is constantly sought and reassured, and people have safe words and all of that kind of stuff. So I think violence and sexual abuse is very, very different from, you know, practicing bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism.
All right, so let's take our last question.
Dede mentioned earlier on that sexuality is a journey, and then sometimes exposure brings people to a certain point in life where they have to decide. I would like to know if there's a situation where something happened to you and then you've been nudged on a path to decide for yourself. Is it an informed decision or someone is influencing that decision?
Okay. Thank you very much.
So, experiences make up who we are. Whatever you go through in life makes up who you are. Your trauma, your triggers, what makes you happy, what you like, what you don't like. It makes you who you are as a person.
So it's part of the journey you mentioned, right?
So it all counts in the journey, because once you have an experience, you make an informed decision with that experience.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your book and then we'll wrap up?
Okay, so my book, The Sex Lives of African Women, is out now. It's a non-fiction book based on interviews I've done with women from all across the African continent and the diaspora. Yeah, so women from... Thank you. Ghana, Nigeria, UK, Canada. It's available to buy. Can I mention where it's going to be available to buy? At Vidya Bookshop.
Okay.
There's a branch in Osu and a branch in Laboni. So
online?
Please, it's also
online as well?
It's also available online.
Okay.
If you want to buy it via Amazon, or if you have a Kindle and you prefer to buy that way. But it really speaks to the vast experiences the African women have had. It captures people's journeys, the journeys they've taken to figure out their own sexuality. There's a section which is called Freedom, and for me that's really a manual on how to live your best sex life. There's a section on healing, which captures sometimes the healing journeys people need to go through, or sometimes the healing experiences people have gone through in order to heal from trauma and sexual abuse.
Wow.
It's the book that I wish was out there, and so I decided to write that book.
For yourself and for women.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
And men, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nana Darkoa Sekyerema is an African feminist writer, author of the book The Sex Lives of African Women, and of course the beautiful Dede Ayeh, feminist and event organizer. Thank you so much, Nana and Dede, for an insightful conversation, and we hope to see you back on the White Couch very soon.
Thank you for having us.
Sexuality is a natural part of human existence. Sex should be accessible to everybody and devoid of stigma. Let's band together as women and people and own our sexual narratives, because there's no value in shame.
I feel your vibe.
Time now for Destination Africa, where we bring you beautiful destinations on the continent of Africa. Where are we going? Let's find out. On this episode of Destination Africa, we take you to East Africa. Our stop is Kenya. Welcome to Amboseli National Park. Our correspondent Kate Wajigu takes us on an adventure to one of Africa's most visited game reserves. Crowned by Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak, the Amboseli National Park is one of Kenya's most popular parks. The name Amboseli comes from a Maasai word meaning salty dust. And it is one of the best places in Africa to view large herds of elephants up close. Nature lovers can explore 5 different habitats here, ranging from the dried up bed of Lake Amboseli, wetlands with sulfur springs, the savanna, and woodlands. We can also visit the local Maasai community who live around the park and experience the authentic culture. The open plains, acacia woodlands, thorn scrub, swamp and marshlands of the Amboseli Park are filled with wildlife and together are one of Kenya's premier destinations for the game drives that wildlife photographers and animal lovers of every kind dream of. Amboseli National Park, as a profoundly biodiverse area, is home to the ancient Maasai nation, presenting an immersive experience in both natural and bountiful historical heritage. A snapshot of quiet days gone by, the Maasai tribe's people continue their historical ways as pastoralist herders of cattle and sheep in the Amboseli region. East Africa offers a wide array of adventure and wildlife through vast plains of grassland and other scintillating sights. The African continent is yours to explore. Discover more of Kenya on Destination Africa. Visit theangelabamford.com for more. All right, we have a question?
Yeah. Hi, Angie.
Hello.
My name is Enam, and my question is, if you have the chance to be reborn, would you like to come back as a woman, and why?
Okay. Give it up for her. Well, Enam, I know nothing else but being a woman. I enjoy my femininity. I enjoy who I am. I like who I am. So absolutely. Let's leave being male to the males and be female, right? Absolutely. I would love to come back as a woman. Time for a giveaway. 2 lucky audience members will walk away with vouchers for full body grooming at Backup House of Beauty. As always, DJ Akel will assist me in choosing. Okay. Who's getting it? Okay. Number 20. You want something? Number 8. Well, you two have won yourselves vouchers for full body grooming at Backup House of Beauty. Thank you for watching the show. The next performer makes music that I absolutely enjoy and adore. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sefa. All right, so I know you're going to perform, but before you do that, let's chit-chat.
Okay.
What inspires the music you make? Can you share that with us?
Yes, it's everything for me, and especially I feel like music is a very spiritual thing, and I like the way it communicates with people. It makes people dance, it makes people like sing along and stuff like that. So it's everybody and everything for me. And also I love women, so I always try to talk for women. I feel like women are the most strongest people, but we are put in the box.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. We are the most strongest people, so they try to put us in a box so that we can't talk. So I use my music to talk for women.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Now, where can we find your music?
Oh, on all musical platform. Any musical platform you use, you just type Sefa and all my music.
So make sure you go out and download, okay? Very well. Now, moving forward, what can we expect from you? More music.
Amazing things, especially more music. I feel like I've been. Somebody put me on a mountain and just pushed me, so now I'm just going.
Off the cliff and you're rolling. All right, well, performing Sugar and Ichoke, the lovely Sefa.
Are you ready? Let me see you stand. Huh. I know you know this one, right? Oh, one, yeah. Boy, see, baby. Yeah. Guess who in Chile? I can't hear you. Listen then. Boy, see, baby. Guess who in Chile? Listen. True love, I had to find. Met this boy, I had to like. Mess up my heart to mind. Oh, it be your body where I had to crave for. Baby, I got there for. Boy, you bust my mind, cause tonight is the night I've been waiting for. Baby, tell me what you waiting for. Cause tonight is the night I've been waiting for. Baby, tell me, are you ready? Hey.
Cause this love a joke.
Sit down.
No be joke.
Yeah.
We choke. Cause this love a joke. No be joke. We choke.
Cause this love
a joke.
Yeah.
No be joke. We choke. Cause this love a joke. No be joke. We choke.
Okay, so you done give me vibe cause you want my body, yo. You done tell me like boy na story, yo. If you love you, want touch this honey, yo. Me I know be Johnny, yo. And today, show me the money, yo. Boy see day. Guess who in Chile? Move day. Guess who in Chile? Boy see day. Guess who in Chile? Move day. And then Drew said, cause this love
We choke.
hey.
No be choke.
Hey.
We choke. Cause this love a joke.
Yeah.
No be choke. We choke. Cause this love a joke.
Yeah.
No be choke. We choke. Cause this love a joke. No be choke. We choke.
Slow down. So I want you to do something for me, okay? You know I have a challenge going on. And right now, it's live band, so I can't sing and dance. So I want you to sing cause this love is choke, then I do the dance. Then I'll sing, then you do the dance. Are you ready?
Cause this love a joke. No be choke. We choke. Cause this love a joke. No be choke. We choke.
It's your turn now, yeah. Cause this love is choke. Hey, no be joke. That's why you choke.
We choke. Cause this love a joke.
Yeah.
No be choke. We choke.
Just give me one chance. All I want is one dance with you. Swear and we'll move. Let the music take us to everyone to take us to.